Chicago great, Simeon legend, University of Illini legend. ILL, baby! Man, flying the Illini, man. That's a Dick Vitale. I don't think he could have stated it any better. NBA great. It's always great to have a Chicago basketball icon, hoop legend. The one and only Nick Anderson in the building. Nick, how you feeling, brother?
What's going on, fellas? From that day I got drafted till we are sitting here in front of each other today, I'm thankful and I'm grateful that my mom has never worked another day in her life. People don't know. I can remember the conversations that me and Benji used to have all the time, that we were going to buy our mom a big house and a pretty car. It was so unfortunate that he wasn't here to live out that dream, but I lived out the dream for me and him. As you know, Benji wore number 25. I wore number 25 my entire college career and my entire NBA career because of Benji. You think about all the guys that came out of Simeon and went down to the U of I that wore number 25 after me at the University of Illinois. And then you have to give love to Newt, Juwan Howard. He wore number 25 at Michigan. We carry that name on. That legacy is still being carried today.
It is.
It absolutely is. You see D Rose wearing 25 now. It's special. That means something to me. And that's something I will always carry with me.
The guys at Simeon that wear 25, all of the guys at Illinois, Deion Thomas, Brian Notary, all of those guys up until now, and like you said, in the league, we see Kendrick Nunn. Jabari had number 25 stitched in his shoes when he played for the Bulls.
Yes, sir.
It's the Chicago thing, man. I feel like we wear Benji, however we can represent Ben Wilson, we do it. I remember Common, one of his famous albums, I think it was One Day It'll All Make Sense or something, and he had a whole 4 bars about Ben Wilson, and it kind of just took me back. It's like anytime you hear a new Ben Wilson story, or anytime you hear the name Ben Wilson, it just resonates like none other. So I'm glad that you were able to start that whole, and I don't even want to call it a trend, because it's definitely more than a trend,
Oh, exactly. It just carry on. One of the greats, one of the special ones. He will always be talked about. He will always be brought up in conversations somehow, some way. And because he was special. He was just a special guy, not only basketball-wise, but a human being. He was just a special dude. I still remember what I was doing and where I was at that day all that went down. I remember it like it happened yesterday. Mm-hmm. I just can't forget it.
Being outside, like across the street at the candy store or something when all of that went down.
Yeah, man, I remember it just like it was yesterday. And the way how dark it got in a few seconds, it was, just to think about it, man, it just brings.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at the Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
WIFTBP.
Live from your studio. You're listening to Book of Dawn. With Dawn Milhouse.
Good morning, sunshines. Good morning, Escobar.
Good morning.
How
it
you
is
be?
so nice to see you in the studio.
Thank you. Don't get used to it. It's time to try. It's
good.
Almost double nickel time.
All these men.
Right. A little testosterone in the building. That's okay. We get them straight. Good morning, sunshines. It's the same dawn, but a new day and a new chapter in the Book of Dawn. Thank you for tuning in. 9 a.m. weekdays to check me out. The good, the bad, the bloopers, and the bad words. I am Dawn Milhouse. I am your host for the Book of Dawn broadcast live from What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. I appreciate you letting me into your workspace, your hearts, your minds, your laughter. I even like when you turn it on and don't even watch it. That's okay. You could watch it and you can share me. Today it's 29 degrees right now. It's a little chilly, and they say that it's supposed to get up to 31, but it's going to be sunny. So I'll take the sun and chill over the snow that is almost gone away. I know it's going to snow again, so don't get hyper, okay? I'm not saying it's going to, I'm not trying to predict weather, but I will tell you that we always get extra frantic and think it's not going to happen. And by golly, I bet you it is going to happen again. So just enjoy it. Every day is a new day in the Chicago weather scheme. Lots of birthdays. The first birthday is to actually, I don't know if that should be the first one. Well, I'll just say this because technically today, sort of in the middle of yesterday and today, my Uncle Thomas was born on the 29th of February. So
So he's like 9.
Exactly. So I have to say that because he technically, isn't that super cool? Yeah. But he celebrates it on the 28th. I wonder how many people, that's not a whole, I wonder how many people overall are born on February 29th. But birthdays also to happy belated birthday to Rita, Mama Rita, Mickey Davis, my cousin Tammy Coleman, LaShawn K. Ford, George Cox, Skip Dillard. If you are a basketball fan, you remember Skip Dillard. Luther South Braves, Tommy Scruggs and Scan Jan. Robert Lane, Sylvia Palmer, Teddy Gilmore, Tony Laurent, Craig Owsley, who's my brother, from on my dad's side. We call him Gargamel. I'll show y'all a picture and you'll know why. Justin Bieber, it's his birthday as well. And Mac Irvin, Buckets. It's Lil Mackie's birthday. Been knowing them for a long, long, long time. So happy birthday, brother. Word of the day is inordinate. It's an adjective. It's spelled INORDINATE. Inordinate. It means usually or disproportionately large or excessive. So, inordinate. Use that in a sentence. Type it in the comments. Do that. Today is a couple cool things. Today is the beginning of Women's History Month. And so I was doing Black History for February. So what I'm going to do is see what Black facts I can find out about all the different months, so that we will still be doing Black 365, but we'll just angle it with whatever direction the month is. So this is Women's History Month. It's a celebration of women's contributions to history, culture, and society, and has been observed annually in the month of March in the U.S. since 1987. Women's History Month 2021 obviously starts today. It will end Wednesday, the 31st.
My birthday.
Ooh, that's right. Aries season.
Yes.
I
run it.
Is that your? Let me mark that because that's one of my other friends' birthday.
A lot of March babies. I promise you. Well, no, actually, no. A lot of January, February. No, a lot of July, October.
Okay.
I don't know, but March is the best.
And how old will you be?
37.
Oh, so precious. I just love it. That's a good number. 3 and 7, those are two good numbers.
I so love 30s.
Yeah, I loved every year. I'm not even gonna lie.
I really. No, I showed out in my 20s. So
I did too, and my 30s, and my 40s, and I'm Hey,
okay.
if it
COVID stunted a lot of things.
Baby, I lived good in the COVID, okay? Because COVID, it can either kill your body or kill your mind. And what I wasn't going to let it do is kill my mind. So although I'm an extreme germaphobe, I did hit a wall. I think we all did at the beginning.
I had to see my family.
Yeah, good. You're not like, that test, the monkeys, when one monkey gets touched and the other one gets not touched, and you realize how important family and gathering and being, that humanness is. Yeah, I'm glad you went and saw
Everybody
your family.
relocated basically to Oklahoma, so it's just me and 3 other.
But you got a chance to get away. You know what I'm saying?
But I come from a big family.
Okay. Now, were you on your mom's side or your dad's?
Oh yeah, maternal. Mom's.
Okay, your mom's side. Okay. Where in Oklahoma?
Edmond.
Okay, is that near?
It's like 20 minutes from OKC City.
OKC. Okay.
I'm
Cool.
seeing the lingo. I'm already throwing it.
Yes, I see you.
But
So
I don't know. It's center.
it's
There's so much traffic to get into
she's
downtown.
So cute.
I'm like,
it's
what?
center.
What traffic? I was like, what is this? This is not traffic.
It's so cute. I don't know. It's center. I'll take it. Ooh, okay.
Don't ask me for directions.
But my step family is from Muskogee, Oklahoma. We visited Muskogee when I was a little girl. Now that's in the country.
That's
Yeah.
okay. So Norman's a little bit out.
Okay.
Is that more west?
I have to look. I
gotta
know it's
look.
full country.
I don't.
It's Muskogee. They don't even say Muskogee. They say Muskogee. I said, okay.
You know, Oklahoma people, love them.
Yeah, and so that means you're like
So hospitable.
Oklahoma basketball. You guys have a pro team there now. So,
But I'm the obnoxious Chicago
they're like, here she comes.
person in the stands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been mean mugged by like little boys.
You're like,
I'm
What
like,
you
oh,
talk-
this your halftime show? That's cute.
right.
That's cute.
But at
Oh,
home-
this is your stadium. What is this? What is this
right.
called?
Oh, okay. This place where you play, this little gym.
Where are the trophies?
Where
wanna
the
take a picture.
banners. Exactly. Well, how
I
many
swear,
rings?
You can tell Chicago people.
You see, Sonya.
And we're deep up there.
Did you see Sonya DeBerry just logged on to watch? Her birthday is March 31st, same day as yours.
Hey, twinsies.
And she'll be here to celebrate her birthday this year.
And it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, it is a Wednesday. It is so we owe her a birthday celebration. Guess what else today is? It's not a couple other days.
Okay.
It's National Colorectal Cancer Month. Gina can tell us what that is. I didn't do any research on that because I was digging down the hole of the one I like. It's National Peanut Butter Lovers Day.
I love peanut butter.
I love peanut butter too.
The creamy one.
Okay,
I grew
right.
up poor, bad dental.
So you're a creamy, not crunchy girl.
Right.
I have some interesting facts about peanut butter that I have got to share with you. Because I love peanut butter. I think I
With a
like all
spoon.
peanut butter.
I can.
Oh, facts.
spoon.
Spoon on celery, on crackers, on
crackers,
bread, on a
bread.
banana. Have you ever put it on a banana? Soup
Well,
peanut butter?
I've sliced the banana, put it in a sandwich.
Yeah.
And then you squish the bread.
And then because it's fat.
Yeah.
Look, Chicago voice, it's fat. I'm about to hold on.
I remember it was back in school. Sometimes I wouldn't bring lunch just because my mom couldn't give me home lunch.
Yeah.
And they would give you that peanut butter, a jelly cracker type
Oh,
sandwich.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know what I
Still my
still
favorite.
like, and I don't even really eat frozen food. You know what I love, though?
What?
Those peanut butter jelly things you get out of, like, GFS or Sam's, and they're frozen.
The
Uncrustables.
See, no.
I love them.
That reminds me of the sandwich. You just
Oh, I love them. Uncrustables, they're so good. They're so good.
yeah, they are good.
They're so, something about, it's just so peanut
so
butter and jelly.
filling.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Where you at? Where you at?
But listen, about peanut butter, right? Peanut butter in 1840 was a nutty controversy. A theory about the origin of peanut butter suggests that a New York-based Rosie Davis began making peanut butter after her son saw Cuban women grinding peanuts to smear on bread. Okay, so your connection, if the controversy is that he saw a Cuban woman, then it makes sense to me because peanut butter jelly.
Oh,
Jelly time.
Hey, where you at? All right.
You ain't see my cap with a baseball cap. Yeah, peanut butter jelly, that one. Then in 1894, the first peanut butter paste. That's a tongue twister. Peanut butter paste. Say that fast 15 times. I dare you. Peanut butter paste. Peanut butter paste. Marcellus Gilmore Edson is the first person to patent the paste. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to figure out what the difference in peanut butter and peanut butter paste is. Okay. Anyway. And then in 1904, peanut butter branding, Beech-Nut becomes the first major brand to market and sell peanut butter, which I thought was interesting because I hope Beech-Nut owns Jif or Skippy because those are the ones I like.
The Jif one.
Yeah.
Because we only could afford like the dollar store one or the cheap Aldi one.
You can't have cheap ones.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know
that Jif. Ooh.
You know my shameless commercials. You can get more than off brands at Aldi.
I know.
Now.
But my brain, that label was like, whoo, we made it. This is Jiffy.
We made it. Ooh, it's got to be Jif.
Because it's the creamy one.
Yes. I'll eat any peanut butter.
Skippy, you know.
I like.
It's a close second.
But I do like the crunchy when it depends. With chocolate, I'm going crunchy because there's something about the chocolate and the peanut flavor all goes together. Do you like Reese's? Yes. I do too. Yes. Way too much. Yes. Way too much.
The egg ones came out for Easter.
Oh, already?
I used to work at Walgreens. Okay, look,
That's one of my favorite places to
long
peruse,
time.
Okay?
Cannot be prosecuted, but, they didn't pay well.
Yeah.
And I would...
Been there, done that at a couple jobs.
I would eat the eggs and forget to pay.
Hey, that's kind of like me. Too long to be prosecuted working for a company where it was buy one, get 10. Okay? And I had a little store at my house, okay? I was,
I don't remember that conversation. I don't even know what you're about.
I'm just saying. So, yeah. I have a few of those stories, unfortunately. But I know better now. Even when you know better, you do better. Amen. Congratulations to Common, who is Luther South Brave on his award at
Chicago Music Awards.
Yeah, the Chicago Music Awards and the last night's awards.
The Golden Globes.
He won the Humanitarian Award. So I'm proud of him.
And he gave a shout out to Erykah Badu for her birthday.
Yeah, well, because they used to go together. They used to go together. Well, let me say this. I was a little disappointed that I was happy that Queen's Gambit won for some things. I was not happy that the girl who I think stole the show was the supporting actress, but stole the show, was not even in the running. Ozark and Lovecraft Country were beat out by The Crown. I've not watched The Crown, so I don't want to say too much, but I'm going to watch it because if it's better than Ozark, it's got to be good.
Ozark's the one with the white family and the drugs, right?
Girl, yeah. It's so deep and good. And the acting is so good because he's so in his mind,
I don't know anything about drugs.
He's the epitome. Oh, I do. I do. Yeah. And then Schitt's Creek.
First of all,
yeah,
I've been binging.
It's so good.
I got everybody hooked on it.
It's so hilarious.
I literally feel like Alexis.
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek.
It's a good show, though.
The writing, my goodness.
It is good. That's how I feel. That's how,
excuse
me. That's how I feel about Ozark.
Okay.
Because there's research that is involved in the trueness of what they're doing, but there's also this human. You know how when you're at your most crazy point and you try to, in your mind, you have it all together, but your behavior is erratic. The dad is like that. The mom is like us. She's like the real.
But I love the main character.
Yeah. The guy.
Yeah,
that's who I'm talking about.
I love him.
Listen, when when he's acting like in his mind, he has it all together. But in real life,
Jason Bateman.
He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal.
That's why I give it a try.
Yeah. gotta try it again. And listen, if you're a speeder, stop, because the red light cameras, it used to clock you when you were doing more than 11 miles over the speed limit. It is now 6.
Because you're mayor.
So y'all, I've fallen victim to the speed
I've been
cameras
beat before because I slow down because the app will tell you like. Woo.
Oh, I don't have an app. Is there an app for that? Like that we can.
I'll show you.
Okay, please show me because it gets me every time.
It says like, well, my friend when she's with me.
Because I have a question. When it says on school days, are those all the time or just on school days? Because I think
School days, but they haven't been in school.
That was
Until
what
today?
I was wondering about, because if I get one, I caught myself speeding again through one, and it's like I mean, they're so they pop up. It's like boom, there's one. It's like, dude, right there it was 25, and now you're gonna cause an accident. You have to give a better leadway. Maybe that whole strip should be for some blocks, so you understand. Or maybe the strip on the streets should just be all the same.
Stop taxing me.
Jesus, Lord the Christ. Do you
Finding
hear me?
Stop ticketing me.
Do you hear me? Because I have paid this is the funny thing. I get the tickets, and Mr. Milhouse, always he calls me a scofflaw. He said I'm the biggest scofflaw in the company because I get the most tickets. I'm like, nah, they just send you my tickets. I'm sure somebody else gets more tickets, but for a spell there, I was getting a lot of the cameras. They were tricking me.
The red light camera?
Yeah, man.
I'm going to be honest.
And them, girl, like going 55th.
They put a boot on my car.
If you go to 55th and go to the airport off 55th, there is speed light cameras from the time you hit Halstead to the airport.
Go down Stony.
Yeah.
Cottage.
I don't want to do that. You got a boot.
I got a boot.
Did you get in the amnesty program? Because they have the amnesty. Oh, okay.
It was like 1,000 something. I was like, whoa there.
Whoa
there. What happened here? Hyde Park.
Ooh.
I was ticketed so often, they do not play.
Hello there,
all because
mama.
of an ex.
Yeah. I have some of those stories. Hey.
And parking where he lived.
Yeah, man.
Because
Hyde Park is hard to park.
Pull up.
Look, Hyde Park is hard to park. That part. So this week, what do we have coming up this week? Well, let's tell you what we have coming up today. The first thing we have coming up today is we're going to talk about, some sex with Gina. And it's not always freaky. It's not always a freaky sex. It's like informative. And
always educational.
Always educational. So she's going to share with us today 12 things that you need to know about women's health.
You know what? Mondays, I just go talk to my girls, and I'm like, hey, guys, did you know blah, blah, blah? And they were like, wait, I thought you were single right now.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Did you know you can buy toys here?
I was like, can you guys do me a favor? I'm doing a focus group.
Right.
Can you
please
take your blood pressure?
Right. Before. And let me know. Send it to me actually in a chart. Can you chart it?
Right. I prefer graphs.
I can't make a graph or a chart. I send it to right there. Your birthday twin, Sonia. Yeah. The reason that I call you Sonia is because her name's Sonia, but you're Sonia. Sonia, that's why I call you Esco, because I always call you her name. She'll make the chart. I'm like,
oh God, Excel.
I think this thing. Oh, maybe it's just short. I thought it broke in my tea.
Look,
Look, 2 weeks without coffee.
Look. That's tea.
Tea with cream and sugar.
Mine's coffee. And I love that for you.
You can't make me laugh while I have stuff in my mouth. Because Maze Jackson, if I, you do know that I must be his favorite. I think I'm the favorite because I think he's hard on me. First of all, I'm older than him, right?
What?
5 years. No. But in
That's
his
big,
mind, he thinks
sis.
That's what he thinks in his mind. I'm the younger of us, right? But you know how that one little kid that you just know is going to pull through and make you so proud, so you're harder on that kid and you whoop him more and you make that's how he treats me. I'm about to call Carrie. I'm about to cry. Look, I'm about to cry. Tennille and Carrie and ask what because he's so mean. He's so mean to me, y'all. I'm like, I'm Cinderella. I'm the station Cinderella. I feel like I can fit the glass slipper, but nobody wants to let me try it on.
That's a lie, you know.
I'm just saying. He gonna make me cry. I'm gonna do like Roscoe in Martin. Remember Roscoe and Martin? You ain't my mama.
He's hard on me too.
I know he is.
So
And you get a different heart, baby. And Pope Tennille. And Pope, Madam President,
Slade.
Lord Jesus. Can y'all pray for the ladies? Can you just pray for the ladies at the station? You know, he must just see future and promise in us. And that's why he's so get her doneer.
He's believing in us.
Yeah, oh, right. Dang.
Pushing us.
Dang. Listen, the homie opened a new restaurant. And apparently it was supposed to open last year, All-Star time. Pandemic shut all that ish down. But Nipsey's, Chicago, on Stony Island. Like 91st and Stony. It's on the west side of the street. You remember where Leonis used to be?
Mm-hmm.
That's where it is.
Oh, I'll probably just stop by tomorrow.
Yeah. I for me to go, it's that's a journey. That's an Uber for me because I can't drink and drive. I did it a couple times and I knew I was faded and I was like, no mas.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
When
you wake up the next morning, you like, how did I get home?
How did I
where's
get to
my
the
car?
driveway?
And then
but I'm parked.
Yeah.
No,
no mas.
No,
I'm
mas.
good on that. Like I'm good.
Imagine. But we all, I don't want to say we all do it, but
well, I did.
Sometimes you think, oh, I'm just tipsy.
Yeah. No.
But
And
no.
then as soon as that wind hits you, it's like, whoa. And then you're not doing that.
I literally started crying. I was like, I could have killed somebody.
If I can't walk there,
shook.
And I'm gonna know that I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna Uber.
37 years old, no DUI.
Yeah, not doing it.
Ain't been stopped.
Yeah, God has been good.
And man, we used to drive around just smoking and drinking.
Man, wildin'.
I promise you.
Jumping
Don't
out
burn
of
the
cars,
trunk,
peeing.
you know.
I gotta pee.
Pop a
Pull
squat
over
in the alley.
It's right,
Always keep
right
your
there.
baby wipes.
We gonna take a break. You know, on Mondays, it's girl talk, and it's fun. So stay with us. Tell your friends. It's girl talk. Tell us your funny how to pop out the car and take a pee story. Tell it all. You can share. It's just private between us. This is the Book of Dawn. We'll be right back.
This is Tori Muhammad, and we want you to tune in to the Tori Muhammad Show that airs here on What's in It for the Black People Media every Monday and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We talk and celebrate Black-owned businesses, Black entrepreneurs, and we talk to some of the best people in the food industry here in Chicago, Black chefs, Black restaurateurs. So make sure that you tune in to us every Monday and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Let me ask a question. Do either that son or your grandson smell like transmission fluid? We trying to find Ruthie a husband. You funny ladies.
Trying to find Ruthie a husband?
We trying to find Ruthie a husband. You heard that good, let me ask you, Rogers, what does Ruthie need to do to find her husband?
I listen to her little voice. I like that little classic voice she got.
Hey, she say...
I know you kind of small, ain't you?
Ruth, she said you got a pension?
Huh?
She said you got a pension?
Look here. I'm coming down to where you on station located at? Where y'all located?
We down here in Bronzeville. Look, this is what we gonna do. We gonna get you, we gonna do a love connection off the line. Rogers, I want to tell you, man, thank you so much for calling.
You all downtown somewhere?
Yeah, we downtown. Ruth, I'm gonna put
y'all talking about it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the address. I'm gonna come into y'all station one morning.
We gonna have you come down. We gonna have you and Ruthie, and we gonna have you sit
I'm
right
an early bird anyway.
Ruthie, you can be the grandmama, the great grandmama of over 110 children.
I love big families.
You know what I'm saying? 110.
WIFTVP. Live from your studio. Media studio. You're listening to Book of Dawn. Book of Dawn. Book of Dawn. Book of Dawn with Dawn Milhouse.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to the Book of Dawn from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studio. I forgot some names, some birthday
I know
names.
you did.
Look,
I know you did, Dawn.
Aliyah Brooks' birthday. Mark Brooks' daughter's birthday was yesterday. My other cousin, Jordan Frazier, because, if I don't say them all, I'm going to get in trouble. And I forgot to say rest in peace to Erica Watson. Did you see?
Isn't that crazy?
Girl.
The sweetest.
Funniest, she just was so authentic herself. I was blown away. I was like, wow. I mean,
a light.
Yeah.
She was a light.
And yeah.
And to be in another country.
Man. I mean, it just,
and when she posted about intubation, the possibility, it reminded me of my grandma because last Friday, or the Friday before, what day is it, March? Yeah, last Friday, if she wasn't better, that's what they were going to do. Thankfully, she's all right. She's not out yet, but
we on the road.
My grandma was going through it. Nobody was allowed in.
Yeah.
And she literally fell and hurt herself because she was like, I don't want to die here by myself.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to anybody who feels alone right now.
Yeah.
So if you have us on and you're in the hospital or you're in the home recovering, thank you so much. And my prayers are with you.
I ditto that sentiment, and I would say probably everybody on the network just
everybody
and that's why I'm saying, like, we have to be cautious, but we have to live, because I'm not advocating for people to go out and be reckless by any stretch of the imagination, but I am saying there are safe ways to be around people. There's always the virtual way, but if you just really desire to be in a space where you are with people, just be real.
I was so angry.
I'm sure.
Almost a year.
I'm sure.
I wasn't allowed to hug them.
Yeah.
Go in the house.
Yeah.
I was outside like a puppy.
Yeah.
And then someone gave it to them.
Yeah.
And obviously it's going to happen, but
I talked to my mommy yesterday. My mommy's in her 80s,
say?
and she's had her first vaccine.
Good.
She's like, I'm ready to come outside because we've been very protective over her. But she was talking about the home health care person, that goes to seniors' homes that you can arrange with the city or insurance or whatever. Anyway, she suspended hers, not like in a bad way, but she suspended that service until she's vaccinated. Because she felt like she didn't know what other houses that lady might be in. And even though she said, I was never in a room with her, and we always wore masks, I just felt like I can clean my own house for this time, or my siblings because not even all of us have been inside her house because we're designated trying to be cautious because she's, So my mother's children, 4 of them, one is deceased, but the 3 oldest are 60 and above. By the way, happy belated birthday to my brother, Michael Cotton. He's 60. So,
but I was just so angry. Having my grandma in the hospital and people are talking about
and you can't
opening up restaurants in the school and people laughing about it. And I'm just like, this is still real. This is still real.
It right now today, And I saw on Good Morning America this morning, they were talking about, the new vaccine.
Johnson. That was like 65% effective.
Well, from what I heard this morning was an interesting fact. He said that they tested although they only tested for a short period of time, they did testing in South Africa where that other strain was. And they did not lose one person. Their vaccine was tested in places like South America where that South Africa, where that strain was that they were all.
I need it here in America, though.
And it is.
We have a different diet.
However, Dr. Fauci said, at this point, get some kind of.
I promise you, as soon as they said both my grandparents were in the hospital, my papa got out first, and I was like, I'm getting vaxxed.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
That quick changed my mind. Nope.
Yeah. It's, the loss of Donnie Kirksey. Of
so many.
Of lifelong.
One of my
it's
high
just
school
too
best
much.
friends
It's just too much. It's too much. And guess what? We take risks. If you think it's risky, we take risks every day when we get it.
We're essential.
Driving a car. Driving a car is a risk. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, open your mind. Be receptive. Because I'm trying to figure out, are you more afraid to take the vaccine or would you just rather have COVID? COVID is not. It's not a chest cold. It's a real thing.
I think it's going to stay with us.
Yeah.
And everybody eventually is going to have the vaccine.
Well, and they said that it's probably going to be one of those things where you have to get done yearly, like the flu shot, which I'm cool with. I take the flu shot.
Run it.
I was a parent, though, that believed in vaccines. Do you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely did not have a problem getting vaccines for my kids. I did have that one little scare with the HPV with my younger daughter. My older daughter, it was fine. But my younger daughter has an allergy to penicillin. So I think somewhere many years ago, this was 10, 11 years ago. I think that the early stages of that might have had penicillin, but I was so in tune with her that I knew right away that something was wrong. Just like I knew right away when she had a penicillin shot. I'm like, this is not normal for her to have an ear infection, get a shot, and break out in hives.
Right.
And we were literally within an hour and a half be able to detect she was allergic to penicillin, and she was 3 years old.
I mean, if you don't believe in vaccinating your children, that's fine. Just don't bring them to school.
That's all.
To a public school. That's all.
That's all. Right.
Your choice.
And there's some great homeschools.
Absolutely.
But at some point, you're going to be susceptible to being around other folk. Mm-hmm. So, you heard about that Van Gogh exhibit? It's like this.
I try to get tickets.
Girl, we didn't get tickets. Well, they've extended it till September. So try again, but you're probably not going to.
Out till March.
Okay, well, I'm saying so because we got tickets in late June, and we just did that last week. But they just extended it again until September 6th. So I'm thinking that you just have to put it in your calendar and plan ahead on a day where you know you're not going to,
all day. Maybe
not a work day.
Just like the icicles.
Yeah.
In Wisconsin and Geneva. I bought tickets.
Yep.
I didn't even go.
Yeah.
There's no refund.
Yeah. So, and so I like all those little, like the Happy Place. Did you do the Happy Place when it was here?
No, but
it was fantastic. But I had to buy those in advance as well.
You have to because with everything shut down, especially to do activities with children.
Yeah.
Everything is just.
I'm just thinking back. We did that. It was probably 14 of us, all grown-ups, my sister group. I'm just thinking it was pre-COVID, and I'm just thinking about now, like, where everything was touchy. It was very not COVID friendly.
Right. Nowhere.
It was nowhere. We like jumping in the balls like we were in Chuck E. Cheese's. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, yikes. Did I tell you that I think I'm going to do one of my birthday events is going to be a roller skating party?
Ooh.
Double nickels, baby. I'm doubling down this year. So I got to, That's the name of it. Yes. I can't roller skate, but so what?
I fake it?
I'm an ice skater. I'm just going to I'm going to beat in my little kid voice. I'm going to pretend that I'm and I know the moves. I can dance. So shoot. Look. And hold on. I got to tell y'all this before I forget. I'm super pissed. I'm super pissed about something. Hold on. Not like super pissed, but kind of mad.
What's grinding your gears?
What's Hasbro, the toy company.
I think I know where you're going with this.
You saw it. Because I don't want to start trouble this early, but I'm got to ask this question, okay? Hasbro is dropping the word Mr. from the potato head, okay? They're dropping the word Mr. Potato Head and renaming the shape-shifting plastic spud to a gender-neutral potato head. The notable change is from one of the world's largest toy makers and one of its most famous products. Mr. Potato Head was made in the 50s. I ain't know dudes older than me.
I did my research too.
Yeah.
And apparently in the beginning they were just eyes.
Yeah.
And a mouth, and you would put it on your home.
Yeah, on your yes. Literally, if you actually go on like Amazon or go in down there, you'll see the evolution of Mr. Potato Head, right? I feel like this. Okay. Listen, the ideas and opinions and views expressed on this show are not of the management and ownership of What's in It for the Black People Media. Let me just say this. I don't care what you like. I don't care what you like. I don't care who you like. All I'm saying is this. Can we just still have some man and lady stuff? Does everything have to be gender neutral? I mean, because then are you
gender fluid?
I'm just saying, everything has to be this neutral. So then what about us? I
really love the Toy Story franchise.
Yeah.
And it's just like to know kids in the future are going to be like, why is there a woman and a man?
Here's the thing. Can we just be included as well still? Like, why does maybe I don't know how to ask the question. Why does everything have to be neutral? Can we have men, women, and everything else? Or is it gonna, because there are people like me and you and nephew, and because you're excluding us now from the bubble, making everything, it's Mr. Potato Head. I'm sure it's a freaking potato.
Well, you can make it man or
you can
girl
make it
anyway.
They have Mrs. Potato Head. So you can get the Mr. Potato Head and the Mrs. and you can make whatever you want.
I was told I run like a girl. I'm like, I do.
Do you run like a girl?
Apparently.
You do not do that. Please show yourself on camera and show them what you just did. That is girl running.
You're like a chick trying to take flight. I was like,
you cannot. Girl, no. That is running like a girl.
I do, because that's how I run.
Girl, in gym class, you struggled. You struggled in gym. You can't run that well. I was an athlete. Co-ed,
so you try to be cute.
Oh, you scared.
But then I was so competitive.
Yeah. See, I
would get down.
Yeah, I was athletic, and here's the thing: you're a boy. I'm gonna beat you. Like it was a real thing for me. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't know why. I'm not sure why. I'm still trying to figure out why I was so competitive. But yeah, I'm curious to your opinion. Does it have to be Mr. and Miss? Can't we just add another potato head and it'd be like, what would be the name of the potato head that you can make whatever? We have Mr., Mrs., and then other potato heads, since they say other.
Baby
can we
neutral?
Yeah. Can we, create your potato head? Like, can we just let that fall to the imagination? Or if you want to just make 19 different ones, characteristic of what you think that looks like,
a lot of young,
then do that. So I would rather you have 16 more products than to take away. I like Mr. Potato Head.
Inclusivity.
Yeah, we'll just create more.
And a lot of youth
it's
are
not
very
like
non-gender conforming.
Yeah.
So you could be a man, but you present as a woman.
And I don't have a problem with that.
Identify as a man.
Here's the thing, dude, man, that's y'all business. I'm just saying, because God loves us all. God is the creator of life, okay? I'm not judging nobody.
Is it because you grew up with it?
No, it's because I feel like if you're going to make certain that we respect their perspective, then just don't disrespect mine. Or don't take mine.
It's not for you or for me. It's
Right.
for the new little kids that will.
Absolutely. But I have grandchildren. And I want them.
And they won't know.
If we're going to be all inclusive, then let's have everything. Let's have a Mr., a Mrs., and what a LGBTQ, and make more products. It's plastic. Here's the thing. It costs it's not even made durably like it was back in the day. I just saw one in the store recently, and it looks cheaper than a mug, okay? It's not the same. All the games are very different. Like the operation is different. It's made, it's not the same game.
Let me check.
Yeah, they sell them. It's at Target and Walmart. I seen them. You can get them on Amazon. Literally, I saw them this Christmas because I was going to buy them because they're hilarious. And
there's a T-shirt.
There's a Mr. Potato Head T-shirt.
No, yeah, look, Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. It's $52.
It probably
shipping.
Yikes. On Prime? Yeah. $52 for a T-shirt.
$13.
We can ask Sonya
Only
Creations.
5 left.
Look, we don't Sonya
They are charging because they're getting rid of them.
they get But guess what? There's a couple people that watch this and support this platform. Sonya DeBerry and Robert Patrice, can we get us some black potato heads, some brown potato heads?
Papas.
Yes, can we? Papas fritas. I know
But
that
you know what
word.
I'm thinking about?
What?
Who's gonna tell Andy?
Oh, poor Andy. And then what does Toy Story 5 look like, or 6? What number are we on? But they're all so good.
So good. The last one I saw with my daughter, and I was crying.
So good.
And then to think that I was her age when I saw the first one, I was like, full circle moment.
Because then what does that look
Andy
like? Because
fell
then who's he going to date in the show? Who's he going to like? Or is it a she? Or a
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to explain Toy Story.
I don't. Y'all can not like what I'm saying. I'm just asking a question. If we can, why can't we just have a Mr., a Mrs., of this group, of that group, and we have, it's again, we're talking about a product that probably costs $1.20 to make.
But you think it's because certain groups are very powerful, so their voice is amplified more so than others.
Could very well be. However, look, I'm gonna fight for. I want to be represented too. I mean, so then the next thing is it's a brown skin. So we gonna have red skin potatoes, then Idaho potatoes, and then what we gonna do? Then what's next? So now the complexion of the potato might have to change, right? And then the eyebrows might have. Come on, y'all. Just create a new product.
The G.I. Joe soldiers.
Oh,
what if they're non-gender?
No. Because we got Jane. We have G.I. Jane already. And if they take away Joe and Jane, then yeah, we can't do this. We can't you can just create more. And they can be like Barbie. Barbie is very good at creating more. Traditional Barbie was definitely not us. But they finally caught on. And now you can get an afro, you can get long black hair, you can get Latina complexion. You can get.
I tried to buy one. It was like $95.
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap, and they're not even made as well as they used to be. Well. Yeah, my Barbies used to. The knees bent. It felt like skin. Like you could hear the knee like when
my
it bent.
Barbies used to take Ken to court.
Yeah.
Yes.
That went to court. Judge who's the judge? Judge Mathis. How about when you used to make your brothers?
Skipper was the.
Escobar said, "My barber used to take Ken to court because what we gonna do, babe? You gonna pack?
Who is she?
Right?
Skipper's living with me now." And I had the 90210 dolls.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you are such in my daughter's age group. I love that. 90210. That was a good show, though. That was a really good show. Speaking of good shows, you saw recently Black China just won another lawsuit against Rob and Miss Jenner. Yeah. They just trying to shut her down, huh?
Litigation. That's what you do.
Yeah. She
Just
like
throw money at it.
She like, what is not gonna happen is y'all not about to shut up my voice. And I'm not mad at her for that. I'm not mad at her she being a grown up.
When you're an adult and it's about your children, my brother had 2 attorneys. One in Oklahoma and one in Illinois, and he won custody. Some people don't play about their kids. We could stay. Put another motion in.
Yeah, because the laws are different state to state. And I learned this through my family member having a very difficult time. I did not know that if you live in like Indiana or Illinois, you can't move out of state
more than 100 miles
without permission.
Or take them out the country.
Yeah.
What if they're in jail?
Yeah, and it's a real thing. So if you didn't know, we're going to share this with you. You cannot, even if they didn't sign the birth certificate or the, what do we have here? The acknowledgement of parenting, that white form. There's a voluntary acknowledgement of parenting.
Paternal something.
Because when my youngest daughter was born, her dad signed the birth certificate, but he also had to sign that voluntary acknowledgement of paternity, which is so weird to me because he signed the birth certificate, but whatever. But I could not move without his permission, even though I was the custodial parent. Like, and you will lose your rights. Like, they will take your shorties from you, literally.
And my brother, as a man, as a father, I feel like it was just so much harder.
Yeah.
And the burden of proof was on him. I'm like,
absolutely.
Oh, girl's a deadbeat, bro.
Yeah. Do you know in the state of Georgia, I found this out through another friend who is in love, lives with his son's mom. The son is like 10. And in Georgia, it's a mother state. They call it a mother state. Do you know that the man has to go to court to establish paternity? Even if he signs a birth certificate, it's still the mother's child until you go to court. So, like,
Illinois is the same way. They favor the mother.
I'm saying, though, but here you can sign that. They don't have that voluntary acknowledgement form in the hospital. You can sign the birth certificate, but you have to go to court. Look. Even if they were married, the dad would still have to get it basically certified. I was like, that is an antiquated law.
My brother spent thousands of dollars.
Yeah. My big brother
thousands
had to make
back
certain
with my mom and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna pay these Jewish lawyers.
And what if the spouse, either or, not just necessarily the man.
And she had another man live with and it
faulty. Yeah.
I digress.
Right. No, dead ass. Wait, it was the look for me. I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna learn how to do this mirror thing, because if y'all had just seen the look on that face, baby, that face
my
was
mama and daddy put grandparents' rights. I put auntie rights.
Yeah.
Motion after motion.
Yeah. Because you do have rights. You do have rights as the family of
4 boys.
Yeah.
My babies.
You do have those rights. That's next of kin. There's grandparents absolutely have a right to be in proximity to their grandchildren, but people don't know that, and that's why they lose, because they don't know what they can fight.
Yeah, she tried to lock me up. I pulled up.
Right.
I'm here to see the children.
Cause I'm gonna ride down. I'm riding down on you. Yeah, that's what we gonna do. Look, you know the difference in gonna do and gonna do. What we gonna do is make sure is right. Hello. Hey. Remember, yeah. So yeah, know your rights.
Know your rights.
Maybe I should have maybe we should have I ever had a lawyer call in? No, maybe I should have a lawyer call in.
Father's rights. Oh my God, I'm passionate.
I don't like that commercial though, the Jeffrey Levin commercial.
There's more than just him,
because he gets on my nerves. Some of the stuff he says is just black speak, bogish. Like, not, you know, in Chicago, we don't say bogus, we say bokish. Some of it's
but that just goes to show you how much it's needed.
Yeah.
And how much that niche
Yeah.
is being dominated by a certain person.
Yeah. Oh, facts.
And you need to inform men out there, you have rights.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, we both have rights because some men just, you gotta, I don't know. I'm starting to think that maybe we should have parenting more, like parenting classes. I feel like maybe like, if we could change legislation, if I could, I would. If you're on, say, it doesn't even matter what kind of insurance you have. I feel like if you're pregnant and you're getting maternal care at the clinic, you know,
well, that's automatic in Illinois.
But I feel like you should have. I think you should have classes. I think there should be parenting classes for basic things because we dropped the ball on some basic stuff, right? And maybe that will help recreate, and maybe we could even.
So the burden should be on the state of my tax money.
Yeah,
I'm 100% for it, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm 100%
you know why?
for it.
I would say because the greater burden of the prison bill is higher if we don't. So I would rather invest it on the front end than the middle or back end, because not to say that that's always the conclusion, but I'm saying I'd rather do it in the pre-development.
You're taxing me anyway.
Let's just use it. Yeah, let's use it. Let's use some of the lottery, some of the Rona money. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this Black History fact, because you know once Gina gets on this line and when we roll across into the next, me and Gina and Esco, we might run out of time. But I want to tell you this Black History fact about the late Ann Petrie. You can call her Petrie if you watch Dick Van Dyke. She holds the distinction of being the first Black woman writer to sell over 1 million copies of a book. Until me. No, I'm just kidding. Her 1946 bestseller, The Street, focused on a single mother living on 116th Street in Harlem and was inspired by her time living in the famed New York borough. Petrie was born Anna Lane on October 12, 1908, in the town of Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Her father worked as a pharmacist, and her mother worked in several fields, including hairdressing and owning a store. Peter and Bertha Lane sheltered their children from discrimination as much as they could, while they experienced less hardships than most. They were still Black minority and in a middle-class neighborhood up in the Upper East Coast. Petrie's family businesses didn't find success until she was an adult, and by that time she had earned a graduate in pharmacy degree from the Connecticut College of Pharmacy, now known as the University of Connecticut School of Pharmacy. From 1931 to 38, she worked as a pharmacist, yet the pull of creative writing would prove to be her strongest passion after she left the medical field. She married George Petrie in 1938, relocated to Harlem, and harbored dreams of becoming a writer. It was the move that was her big step was she penned pieces for the Amsterdam News, the People's Voice, and contributed to the NAACP's The Crisis magazine. She also sold short stories under the pen name Arnold Petrie, spelled different than her real last name. Anyway, it wasn't until her move to Harlem that she witnessed Black people living in abject poverty. It was also a revelation that many Harlem residents lacked the means to dig out of their unfortunate situations. The Street focused on single mother Ludi Johnson and her harsh attempts at survival while living on 116th Street. The book was a success, making Petrie the first Black woman to have a best-selling novel. She ultimately returned to her hometown and wrote other books, including her works for children and a collection of short stories. None of her works surpassed her early success, but she continued to write until her early 70s. She became a lecturer at schools and was awarded in 1978 a National Endowment of the Arts Creative Writing Grant. Yes, Ann Petrie, way before Toni Morrison and a lot of greats we love. Know your history. This is the Book of Dawn. Stay with us. Gina's going to pop in, and I'm sure she's going to have a joke to say. And hopefully her name is not still pink and green, because she's going to say it again. This is the Book of Dawn. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
WIFTBPM.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Peace, everybody out there. What's going on? This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner, Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media Network.
Parenting in a Pandemic, powered by the Chicagoland Mom Squad, hosted by me, Tennille Jackson. Today's guest will be Beulah McLeod. It's not 2021 that this is getting fixed. Focus on your child and let's figure out what's going to work individually for you, but respect that people are making for them and don't shame them for them.
Everybody makes different choices for different reasons, and you don't know what somebody's situation is. And equity is not giving everybody the same thing. Equity is giving everybody what he or she needs to be successful. If you want to do remote should be high quality. If you want to come back, it should be high quality. It's not necessarily about the mode of delivery. It's about what is the quality level of any of those particular modes. We have to have empathy. Right now, I can see the teachers' argument. A lot of them are scared. I get that, right? I get the parents' argument. Everybody experiences that level of, I don't know how to help my baby with this thing. So parents are frustrated. We gotta just try to see each other's perspective, and I don't think we do enough of that. I think we get locked into our own viewpoint. This is what I think, and that's just it, and that's why we can never get to a solution. We need options, because everything is not going to be good for everybody.
WIFTP. Live from your studio. You're listening to Book of Dawn. Book of Dawn with Dawn Milhouse.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to the Book of Dawn. It's Monday, and y'all know what we do on Monday. We talk about sex with Gina Lamar. But before we do that, welcome, Gina. Happy March.
Happy March. Happy National Women's History Month.
Yes. Let's make history, y'all. Let's make history. But I have a joke. I have a joke for you. Got a jokey joke. Little Marty Marr, got a jokey joke, okay? Wait, I digress. I said to Mr. Milhouse, there's a they named the place Nipsey's. He says, where have I heard that name? I said, you just watched Martin 2 days ago, and they were at Nipsey's. He was like, that's right. Good name, though. Anyway, joke. I got a joke. Why was the snowman in Chicago last week looking through a bag of carrots?
Because he's nosy. Because he's nosy.
No, good guess. I'll tell you why. You want to know why? The snowman last week was looking through a bag of carrots. You know why? He was picking his nose.
Knew it was something about his little funky nose.
He's picking his nose. Get it?
Get it.
I got another one.
I have to write all of these down for the 5-year-olds, right? I've got 2 5-year-olds.
That is going to really be a good one. I have another one. Would you like to hear? What do you call the security guards outside of Samsung?
The security guards outside of Samsung.
All you iPhone users better get this.
I don't have an Android. I'm not sure.
Any guesses, Miss Gina?
I do have the iPhone, but I don't know. No, I have no idea. You got me on that.
Why do you call the security guards out? What do you call the security guards outside of Samsung? You call them the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I have an iPhone. I don't have a Galaxy, so that wouldn't be me.
We're gonna start to charge people.
The Guardians of the Galaxy.
You dig? You feel me? You understand me? In my Chicago voice. You understand?
Know what I mean, son?
You understand me, son? Would you really feel God?
Nah,
yeah.
Joe.
I can't believe that I missed you. I just can't believe I missed you. But I'm like, as these jokes are rolling out, I was going, and to think for a second I missed her. I felt like it was a really long 2 weeks. Now all of a sudden,
I have not been gone 2 weeks.
It was 3 months.
It was not 3 months. And prepare yourselves, okay? Because y'all know hey, Mr. Jackson say, sorry, Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson said, you can broadcast from anywhere. I said, well, shoot, have virtual travel. Amen. Gina,
absolutely.
That's what I do about today.
I broadcast from anywhere. Well, today begins National Women's History Month, right? And so we finally got us, which I absolutely love the fact, it's kind of like Black history. You thank you for the little 28 days, but for women, thank you for these 31 days. The reality is, daily we're making history by making babies and, dealing with the BS and dealing with the bouncers and dealing with all the other stuff. So yeah, I love the way you, we've been given this month, but it's really good to have because it makes everyone somewhat pay attention to our topics, pay attention to us as women, and pay attention to some of the things that we have to say. Now, I know by April 1st, they'll say, you did all of that and you think we believe you and we're going to follow that, April Fools, right? That's because we can tell. And one of the ways we can tell is today, Johnson & Johnson rolled out their vaccine, right? They also were one of the first ones in 1896 to roll out the Lister towel in an attempt to give us sanitary pads for menstruation, right? Because before that, women were using, cotton and wool and whatever material they could get. And just the thought of that has me like, ouch, right? Like
that's a very neat, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if
so
they
like,
even somebody in their marketing should be knowing that and saying that.
Right. Today we got the first vaccine. It rolled out this morning from Johnson & Johnson, and it's the one shot. It's the one shot, right? Now let me just say this, and this is no slight on Johnson & Johnson, because the reality is it's like everything else. They were first to at least consider it and give us that. But the reality is in 1921, Kotex came along and everybody that stuck.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
that
Xerox
stuck.
And Kleenex.
You got it.
Yeah.
That just really stuck once that came out, right? Well, no, just the fact that Kimberly Clark came out with something just a little better, but I always have to, give them credit for at least acknowledging that something was needed for us, right? And so they gave us, they attempted, it was called the Lister towel, I think, and it didn't quite do everything it did, but and as with everything else, we've moved on from there, right? And from pads to tampons, and now there's the Diva Cup.
Thing. Yeah,
the Diva Cup. Yes, the Diva Cup, which is, I'm still not there on that. Sorry.
I'm not either, but I have friends that use it and they swear by it.
I know. And for me, that would be great if I could only change in my home. To be in a public bathroom and to try to clean that or, change that or something, I think would just be, come on, Dawn. You really? Come on.
You already know.
You would not never. You would not never.
Baby.
Right.
Right.
Right. Be doing all of that. So, so those are all the advancements that got made with it, which is really, good. But another really good, interesting fact that I thought, because ABC did, and I posted on my Women Exchanging page, because we have a page dedicated to women. But the page I posted because last month they just talked about Dr. Lisa Green was talking about infant mortality rates and opened up a new clinic on the far south side, talking about infant mortality rates in the city of Chicago and how, her goal is to combat that. But 100 years ago this year, like, I just can't believe that those two connected, and couldn't wait to talk about it for Women's History Month, that 100 years ago, there was a woman, I know the last name is Sanger. I think it's Margaret or Marjorie Sanger in New York, who created the first first birth control clinic.
Wow.
And let me tell you why. So much fertility going on, right? Like she said, not infertility, fertility, right? But with that fertility, women having babies back to back to back, but they also had a very high mom and infant mortality rate. So the babies were dying and the moms were dying. And she said, let's just create this clinic in Brooklyn, or Lower East Side or something of New York, I think. And so she said, let's just create this clinic that we can even start having the conversations. And so what's really interesting yet sad, that 100 years later, that clinic was formed in 1921. And then 100 years later in 2021, Dr. Lisa Green is still creating clinics to stop infant mortality with Black women, right? So those numbers went down for white women, but for Black women and Black children, those numbers are still high. And just always, I always have to hit that medical district and jab them with this. I'm sorry. The numbers still show high infant mortality rates with 3 leading hospitals, Rush County, UI Health, right there. So I have no problem calling on the clinic, on the carpet to do better until you actually do better. Because now, Black
Gina,
women are still.
Is that, excuse me for interrupting, isn't March of Dimes, isn't that organization dedicated also to infant mortality?
So infant mortality and everything with babies. So that's one of the things that we're talking about, great sororities. That's our number one baby, the Stork's Nest, right? Zeta Phi Beta always works with the March of Dimes for babies. And talking about babies and infant mortality, absolutely. And again, in that area, though, to have 3 leading hospitals, right? Like, doing all these great things in science and breaking their neck to be the first in getting, a vaccine out, or, whatever with COVID, whatever it is, trying to be, the first in everything. The fact that we have high infant mortality rates in that area still is something that we just have to always, point out. Right. And while we love those hospitals and people always are, I go to the Rush, I go to the, UI Health. I don't want to go to county, right? But they're all together and it doesn't necessarily happen. So I just thought that was a really interesting fact that exactly 100 years, we happen to hit the 100-year mark, that we're still having that and we're still having to deal with that. But lots of fun facts too, just with all the stuff with women in history. And as we keep moving forward, right? We got the mammogram that came in 1969, and that imaging has changed because, initially, that was just, it was great. It was
big time.
It has changed, but it's still like, I always want men to get a mammogram as well, and they can, because men can get breast cancer, but to really try to pull that breast tissue, I was like, the first time I was going, I don't think she knows. Sad part is I didn't know that my breast tissue was all the way up here. I was like, is she trying to image my clavicle? What is she doing? Right? Like, she's gonna get my neck, so just trying to pull that through. I think there's a fundraiser that a couple of the shelters for domestic violence and women do, raising money for men in heels to make them walk a block in a mile in my shoes. And I think it's really great, but I think we should do the same thing for mammograms, right? Like, every man should experience a mammogram. So what we're going through annually, but it's really great in medicine and imaging so that we can, slow the spread. Slow the late diagnoses. But again, one of the other things, I'm always doing women's health, but I'm still first, a Black woman. That number still does not show that Black women are leading the pack with that, right? So they say our insurance companies will pay for your first mammogram at 40, but studies show Black women are getting breast cancer in their early 30s. Wow. So that while our insurance company says that Black and brown women, our numbers are still different because everything is always based on, and there are the majority of women are Caucasian women in this country, and I'm okay with that. But you have to at least acknowledge us and make sure that we're doing better with that. Even last night, the Golden Globes, I love the fact that they talked about, still nobody on the voting panel for all the movies.
Yeah,
Not one. Not one, right? Like, so even though
I'm going to digress, but for me, it was the phony acknowledgement of that during the show.
My gosh, yes.
Girl back.
Yes. Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
Girl back.
Yes. Yes.
Stop. You thought because you said that in real time it made any difference? Probably not. Sterling K.
And more
Brown
importantly,
killed the game though, didn't he? He said, "I'm black. I'm glad to be black." Back.
I'm back at the Golden Globes, right? It's
good.
great to be black back at the Golden Globes.
That was good.
You know what? It's one of those things because it's also like, shame on you because did you just figure this out that you had no one? How many years have we been saying we're going to boycott, thus because none of our films got nominated? You just figured out you have no one on there?
The day of a live show.
The day of a live show, it just hit you. Thank you. I'm with you, Dawn. I call bullshit. Right.
Yeah,
so I often say 13%. We make up 13% of the population. We should be on 13% of all the boards. And even if we can't make a full 13%, you got to at least give me 6.5%. Now, if it's 100 people.
I'm going to raise that bar. I'm not okay with 13. 13 is Friday the 13th. That's not a good number. We're going to raise.
Well, let me just say this though.
Let's shoot for half. Okay, let's shoot for half.
I would love to see what we get from that.
Yeah,
I would love to say that,
if you
but
tell
I'm
them
just
13.
saying,
They already expect our standard to be less than.
I get that part, but I'm saying at the bare minimum, when you're receiving public funding,
sure.
See, everybody wants public funding, so you have to show me that your board says exactly what it should mirror and reflect, especially when you're opening stuff in our communities. Like that's the thing there. So back to the women part of it though, 1973, and I can't believe I was just having this conversation this weekend with someone because I was talking about how I'm so much younger than my siblings. My older sisters and brothers are, 12 and 14 and 8 years older than me. And I often say that they practice with them and perfect it with me. Ta-da! But the reality is my mother would always jokingly say, if she were sitting here, I was just afraid of that hanger. And I said, did you just say that, Ma? Ma, I can hear you, right? She was like, oh. So, and it wasn't until 1973 that abortions were safe and legal. Well, legal. Right. Because they still weren't safe.
Fact,
so
they weren't even safe in 84, okay?
You got it. Yeah. You got it. They were not safe then. So again, with everything with women's history, but I always have to say we have to start somewhere, right? So just when I'm complaining about things, you got to start somewhere. Fun fact, which is really funny because I don't have it on right now and I should. The sports bra was created in 1977. And I realized that as I'm tugging
as I
this one, right? Right. But I'm going to take us all the way up to 2006 because we talked about this, and we talk about this rather in Prep and Pep. Someone, which by the way, thank you so much, Book of Dawn. Someone said that they listened to the show and heard that, hey, Gina, I did not recognize that there's a Plan B pill for HIV. And I said, yes, that's PrEP. You can use it as PEP. You can take it the morning after. She's like, I know. And when you said that, I was like, what is she talking about? I never heard of that. And I'm going, as many times as we said it in Monday Night Mingle, but okay.
Right.
However you hear it. You heard it in the daytime, not drinking at Monday Night Mingle.
Right. Maybe it registered different.
It registered in the daytime, didn't register at night. Whatever the case, we just want you to know and you have it. But they have the Plan B pill for birth control, which you know what that is. We can take up to 72 hours if you've had unprotected sex. You can take up to 72 hours after unprotected sex.
That mug is expensive, baby. You said y'all just buy the condoms, okay? That mug ain't cheap.
You know what? Buy the condoms. And I also tell women all the time, keep a Plan B pill. keep one, right? Like it's like a spare tire. It has like a 2-year expiration date on it. When you got a little cash, buy one. Because, yes, it used to be like $60 or something. And I have to check the current price on that now. Oh, it was higher than that. Then I think the last time I checked, it was like $60.
Well,
$60
I'm married, and I've been married almost 12 years. But what happened before I got married?
What had happened was
it was $60 in about the 2009 or something.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I'm saying, but it was higher, and then we brought it down.
Yeah.
It was higher and we brought it down. So now we're trying to get it, paid for by insurance and things like that. But anytime you can walk into the Planned Parenthood clinic and grab one. Like we just want you to have access. So anytime anybody, and even when you don't want to talk to your daughters about it, because believe it or not, you still have some moms who don't want to talk about it, or parents, period, and stuff, always hook them up with somebody, send them somewhere, just leave some information. They can always call me and figure out where to get tested, where to get treatment, where to get the Plan B pill. Because what we don't want is people hiding something and ending up with a life that they don't necessarily want. Now, of course, once the baby gets here, we're happy, we're great, all of that's wonderful. But if you really and truly couldn't have changed that, I ask this all the time of men when we're doing Monday Night Mingle and say, hey, I know you love your child and everything else, if you could choose your child's mom again, would you choose the same person, right? And they're always saying no, right? And the women are saying that too. But everybody says, every once in a while you find men, and I really love it because men will say, best thing to ever happen to my child. Because I know I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. And she took care of everything. And I just that is the maturity of a man who acknowledges, who really recognizes, right? And not goes through all the back and forth. I know when I clicked on, I was running late, and clicked on, as you all were talking about, rights and grandparents' rights and auntie rights and stuff. I'm one of the aunts who always tries to just remind my nephews, because I have 18 nephews, 17 now boys, no nieces. All the nieces are great nieces, is that I'm a woman first, right? And so we have to build those relationships and keep those bonds. So, some people call it kissing the ass or whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do because we want a connection to that baby. Because when she snatches them up and leaves, when we lose contact because you're being trifling or you're doing whatever, I still want, and that's the rule in this house.
Yeah.
You make a baby, you don't want Dawn to be number one in this house. Don't make a baby with her, because she can come here every Christmas. I don't care if you are with Sonia now.
Right.
Dawn done made the first great granddaughter in this house, or has made a baby. You made her a queen. You don't think she all of that? Then don't make a baby in this family, because she and her baby, because you're not going to ask women, just drop your 7-month-old off, but you're not invited for Christmas. Come on.
Yeah.
That's
you said something interesting, because I'm really going to tell my age, but I could care. You remember Judy Blume, right? The author.
We must increase our butts.
The bigger, the better, the stronger, the better. The voice depends on us. Esco, do you remember Judy Blume?
She
they
doesn't
used to
know
have
Judy
a thing.
Blume.
Look, they had a thing.
Yep.
I'm doing this because my mother had a pink thing. My mother had a pink plastic thing. It was like a leather.
The Three's Company girl had one for the legs.
And but my mother had one for the boobs, right?
Oh, it's blue.
It was a little thing. And me and my little sister were like, we didn't have any idea. Super flat chested. We were like 6. Anyway, are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. If you have a daughter, you gotta let her read the Judy Blume books. But Judy Blume has a new book called, it's not new, it's last year, but it's called In the Unlikely Event. And something you just said, Gina, took me off subject, but you talked about having kids, and listen, if you have a baby, I don't care who it is, it's going to be in this house, or the relationships with aunties. And in this book, one of the main characters never met her dad. And I'm in part 2 of it right now, and her paternal aunt, found out about her because she's dating a little boy, and somebody saw them and said, gosh, those eyes look familiar. So she took a picture of the girl, and then takes it to the auntie and is like, the only person I know with eyes like this is your brother. Does your brother have a daughter? And she's like, no, because he broke up with the girl.
Wait. Is this Judy Bloom or Maury? I'm confused.
This is Judy Bloom. But
okay,
it's so
gotcha.
good. This book is so good. And so it just made me think about that because you gotta sign up for what you sign up for. Don't be having babies and saying this one can't come over here because that one's just here. You can't do that.
You got it. And no, really, all kidding aside with the book, it really does. And I jokingly said Maury, but Judge Mathis just recently had this on exactly that, with people trying to figure out if they were siblings or not, and their parents live right down the street from each other and always have, right? So actually, I think I just learned something. Judge Mathis said his father lived less than 3 miles from him his entire life. And he met the man 2 weeks before he died or something, right? Had never met him and stuff, just hadn't acknowledged him all these years. And so that's what the woman was saying on this court case, was like, I just need to know because it's a whole bunch of them. It's a whole bunch of us. And I don't want them dating their cousins if they don't have to. And so they were on the show for a paternity test. So I heard about the Georgian law about women. It's a mom state, right? Mm-hmm. But they're all mom states. What's the rule? Mom's baby,
daddy's maybe, but not the legality. I was going for the legality.
I know exactly what you meant.
But it legality, is mama's right? baby, daddy's maybe.
And everybody is pushing for that, and it should be the kind, unfortunately, of men pushing for it, because if you are married, you make a baby right now, Mr. Milhouse, that's his baby. I don't care if he does come out with blonde hair and blue eyes, or that could be you. Anyway, however, but no, really, it caught you. You just caught it. But no, that's one of the things, though, that men have often done. You see the court cases on that too. That I paid child support for 18 years and this kid isn't even mine. Right now, we have a relationship and we're great. But I think the kids should know who their father actually is, right? And not just for medical reasons when you need some bone marrow or you need a kidney or something that actually has to match, just out of good old decency, right? Yeah. And I get, I'm going to say it again. I get not knowing, but once you decide to birth the child, then you should have to, you owe it to them.
Yeah, not to the person, to the child.
You got it. You owe it to the child to find out who the right parent is. And then you have to share that and stuff. So again, these women's issues and we as women are always talking about these things and they're always changing for us. But what's funny is that this National Day, this really just started, before 1950, shortly before 1950, right? Like there was a day and then there was a commission on women, which I thought I like the comment, the Commission on the Status of Women in 1946. Mm-hmm. And I just thought to myself, who decided to do a report on women, the Commission on the Status of Women, right? And that's really and truly, I felt it was really sexist in some way to try to keep up with where we are. And, when we can now vote and now we can do, certain things. And so there's a full report that went out to try to figure out what these women were up to. At least that's the way it sounds to me. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, we said we talk about anything that begins with us, the Commission on the Status of Women. But I swear it felt like as we were talking about it, I felt like, as you read about it, you're like, who's the Commission on the Status? I need to see what they're up to over there. Make sure they're not thinking too much for themselves. Like, that's just what I heard. And that was like, you know what I mean? And that's what you kind of feel like and stuff. And then, like I said, thank you. I appreciate it. But I'm always looking for what day do we have for men? And not talking about Father's Day.
Mm-hmm. Interesting points. Wait, let's.
Because every day is their day.
Ooh, she's swinging. this is the Book of Dawn. We got to put her back in her corner. Ding, 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 ding. And we're going to go over there. And yeah, you go over there and you're going to stay right there. And you can share while you're staying right there. This is the Book of Dawn with Gina Lamar. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Parenting in a Pandemic, powered by the Chicagoland Mom Squad, hosted by me, Tenille Jackson. Today's guest will be Beulah McLeod. It's not 2021 that this is getting fixed. Focus on your child and let's figure out what's going to work individually for you, but respect that people are making for them and don't shame them for them.
Everybody makes different choices for different reasons, and you don't know what somebody's situation is. And equity is not giving everybody the same thing. Equity is giving everybody what he or she needs to be successful. If you want to do remote should be high quality. If you want to come back, it should be high quality. It's not necessarily about the mode of delivery. It's about what is the quality level of any of those particular modes. We have to have empathy. Right now, I can see the teachers' argument. A lot of them are scared. I get that, right? I get the parents' argument. Everybody experiences that level of, I don't know how to help my baby with this thing. So parents are frustrated. We gotta just try to see each other's perspective, and I don't think we do enough of that. I think we get locked into our own viewpoint. This is what I think, and that's just it, and that's why we can never get to a solution. We need options, because everything is not gonna be good for everybody.
WIFTV. Live from your media studio. You're listening to Book of Dawn. Book of Dawn. Book of Dawn. Book of with Dawn Milhouse.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to the Book of Dawn from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. We talk about sex and health and all kind of stuff on Mondays with Gina, but always informative. I'm happy to hear that somebody heard something that changed their life from this show. That matters to me. So I'm glad that somebody, whatever day they watched it, because you can always watch a repeat. I'm glad they heard something of value from this platform.
Absolutely.
So we have not a long time left, but before we get out of here, I want to ask both of you, Esco and Gina. I want to ask you this, and I want to ask our viewing audience this. I just put a thread to a book I put a link to a book that my mommy made us read when we were little. It was called Our Bodies Ourselves. That was one of the, it's old school for sure. I'm sure there's an updated version of it. But is there any book that your mom made you read to start like understanding your body? Your mom or teacher? No?
No,
Gina?
no, I don't remember a book necessarily being read. I mean, I remember health class.
Yeah, health class.
Funny, my mother, who worked at Cook County Hospital as a patient advocate and was definitely pro-choice, would help everybody else. I was married, divorced, and my mother's gone to heaven and still barely talked to me about sex. Like, it was just the weirdest thing, right? But she would, anybody else, she would talk to, advocate for them, all of that. So it's an interesting thing that, I would end up doing this because for a job, considering as much as my mother did, but there wasn't a book. But I remember Our Body Ourselves.
Yeah. Well, my mother was very open. She sheltered us, but she was very open. There was no conversation off limits, which I think she did because she grew up in a household, obviously born in the 30s. She grew up in a household that subjects were off limits, the taboo of certain subjects. But she was very, very, know your breasts. I will never forget this. My sister is going to talk about me for saying this out loud, but in the living room, you know, we had shag carpet and beads. It was a book on her bookshelf called The Joy of Sex. And when I tell you, and it was nothing but like, it wasn't real photographs. It was like sketches.
Okay.
Yes.
But
yeah.
Baby, when she used to, after she'd have her little party, me and my sister Lisa used to go over there and just to snicker, and it was a big book. You see?
Oh yeah, I remember The Joy of Sex.
Yeah.
I found my dad's books in the basement, like Sex to Sexty, I remember. And it was illustrations. It wasn't like Hustler or was it Playboy or anything like that. But it was something like, but I just knew it was adults and I shouldn't have been reading it. So like if you see, I'm always, you know, I was broadcast from my library, right? I have a full library of all these things. And it's funny because my friends who read all the time was like, do you even read? I said, I know, but I love a book, right? And I remember Donald Goines, like all that series we were not supposed to be reading. And I would read stuff that I wasn't supposed to be reading. Yeah. Dope Fiend, Hustler, you know, or something. I remember, you know, those heavy reads that were in the house. So, you know. But no, unfortunately, I didn't get that. And I think that we as women owe it to our younger selves to do that, right? Mm-hmm. To make sure that we teach us so that we don't know. We just had a conversation. God, I hope she's not watching because I'll get killed for this. But I want everybody to watch because I always say, don't forget to watch Monday. Had a conversation about a girlfriend not having a vaginal orgasm recently. And that would be great if this were 30 years ago. I'll even give you 20 years ago. 20 years ago would have made us 30. But over 50, I need you to. I just need you to take better control. And that's just us not having control.
If you can't. I didn't say can't. I said can't.
Can't.
So there's a difference in can't and can't. Okay?
Absolutely.
If you can't do it yourself, baby, do it yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Amen.
Now, you know what's interesting? I can't. I think I hate myself in that aspect. I always require a toy. Like I can't. Yeah, I do. I just require a toy because like I can't for myself. No, not so much. But I'm okay with sharing that. And I'm like, I hate myself. It never works. But then there's good old.
My brain is so strong. I do it myself. I didn't mean brain like that brain.
Bam. I know exactly what you mean.
A little nasty.
I know exactly what you mean. As we're talking about sex. So next Monday, just so we're clear, this is Women's History Month, but next Monday is actual National Women and Girls Day. Mm-hmm. So, our good girlfriend, Felicia Davis, is the head of the Chicago Foundation for Women. And so they always do their thing this month. And so that's actual National Women and Girls Day, March. It's always March 8th. Then March 10th is National HIV Women and Girls Day. So we tried to put everything in with Women's History Month. But I think we're starting to make, we're making big deals in history. I mean, like you're the Book of Dawn on What's in It for the Black People Media, the girl in the game in the daytime. Come on now.
That part. Wait, I have to tell you this comment. Did you see this comment from earlier? Gina, did you tune into the show before you logged on or were you working?
I can't see the comment stuff.
Okay, well,
it doesn't show up on my side.
We were talking about the Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, right?
Oh, yes.
Did you see Remy's comment, Esco? He said, add a sweet potato. Let that be the other. I just had to say that out loud because that is
that cracked you up. That's like a knock joke.
Then I would have just fallen out of the chair. My gosh, that's freaking hilarious.
That's pretty good.
Remy, you've been drinking, Remy, or is your name Remy? Because that was good. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Have you been drinking, Remy, or is your name Remy? Well, let me just say this. Now that since March is, Women's History Month, what women have made history in your world that make you say, yeah, I do know that. Of, Book of Dawn, making history, what's in it for the Black people media. First lead on your show.
My mother, I will tell you why. Because she was the single mother. Well, she was married at one point, but by the age of 29, she was a single mother of 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. She lived in Cabrini Greens. She had an opportunity to take her kids from the projects to a different
Indiana.
way of living. She integrated Valparaiso, Indiana in March of 1969. We were the only and first Black residents of the city. She lived there despite all of the peeping Toms and the Ku Klux Klan and everything, and the discrimination and the racism.
Yeah, because Indiana is right there next to Georgia. Indiana is a hot state, baby, on racism. Don't get it twisted.
Please believe, I think Chesterton is one of the headquarters.
You got it.
Which
you
is
got it.
Right a stone's throw. But she did that. I did not know that I was poor until I was a grown up myself, because she never raised us with things being of value in that way. We had nice things. Christmas always. I believed in Santa Claus. Whoever.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I heard him on the roof one day. We had fondue and caviar as children. We knew proper etiquette as children. And this is a single woman who literally...
How did you end up so hooked? Okay, I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. She did not graduate.
Because I know Barbara did all her work.
She did not graduate from high school, but then went on to graduate from Valparaiso University. She never had a high school degree, diploma. And all of her kids, no jail, none of that. And she really, her and God did that. And so,
absolutely.
And if you look at the March issue, maybe it's August. I'll post it. But the Jet magazine, if you look,
I remember that article of you all in Jet.
Full spread on her life. And so, yeah, that would be my woman that made a difference.
Historic woman.
Yeah.
Yes,
sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How about you, Esco?
Man, I want to say my mom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%. She had the fortitude to make sure we were able to come here legally.
Yep.
Learn the language, learn to drive, all by herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. That's major. That's major. Of course, Mary Louise always is gonna always be there. But I have like when I think about different things in my life over the years, and it's just funny, nothing major, but major in my life. Tony Whitfield at Blue Cross Blue Shield, my first supervisor, like when I had one of those corporate jobs, and very blessed life, right? And mad at my parents for scolding me at 20, I promise you 25 or something I had done, and called off work. And I went to work the next day and I said, my parents upset me so much, I couldn't come. I'm not coming in today. She said, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And when I came in, she gave me like one of the best lessons. She said, if you ever call a corporation again, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and tell them that your parents upset you, and so you couldn't come to your job. Like those were defining moments, right, in my life. My sister, Terry, is truly my shero in taking care of me, because what did I say? My mother didn't talk to me about it, but my sister got pregnant at 18 and 17 and in high school, and had to finish high school, and took her last whooping at 23 with a 5-year-old son, and had to go to Blue Cross Blue Shield. And had to go to not Blue Cross Blue Shield, Illinois Bell the next day. So it's the women in my family, but I clearly remember like certain women who touched my life and moved it forward. And my sister is truly one of them who, just showed me like, I don't care what's going on, you have to keep going, right? I don't care if it's a hole in the wall. it has to be yours. You need your own place. So you never get told by anyone that you have to leave or you have to come. Right? Like you have to come or leave whenever they say. So, I mean, I while I love the Michelle Obamas and the, oh my God, the Black woman Planned Parenthood, it just left my head. All of that. I have to be realistic about the woman who changed and molded my life for real.
Amen. That's
yeah,
that was a good
that's
question,
always,
Gina. That's good. That was
a
good question throughout the day. Esco, you're here all day. Make sure you ask that question to every host today. Who was the woman that changed or was the most influential? That's a good question. We should,
absolutely.
That's kind of dope. Well, Gina, as much as I love talking to you, I gotta let you go because I don't want Touré Mohammed to come kick me out of this mug.
Well, let me say, I don't want that either.
I like to be on
because that's right, because I've been kicked out of better places than. Okay, not really, but thank you all.
Thank you, Gina. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
And one day the world's going to open back up and you'll actually be here.
Absolutely.
Love you, girl. All right. So, look, I just realized last week that I could let her go without flipping back over. Nephew was like, you don't have to take the break. I'm like, look at me.
So good at
it. He is. And when I tell you, it tickles me when he's like, yeah, don't do that. I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry. I want to say thank you, Mary Q, for my rose. A rose is still a rose. Yes, you will always be a rose, sister. So I have to tell you two things before we get out of here. Let me find them because they're deep. And I found it was November 20th, 1969. I put the link in the comments for my mother's spread in the jet. Yeah, she been famous. Here's two things. Pride will cost you everything and leave you with nothing. So you have to, get in where you fit in with that one. Pride will cost you everything and leave you with nothing. And we don't want you to do that. So humble yourselves sometimes. Sometimes it's okay to listen. Sometimes it's okay for somebody else to be right. Sometimes you don't know everything. Don't be prideful. The church people, my mama used to say, don't be so godly that you are no earthly good. Okay? Just so. And the other thing I want to tell you is nothing can dim the light that shines within. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they don't say. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they don't do. Nothing can dim the light that shines within. Don't you ever forget that. Listen, I have had a pleasure, as always, hanging out with you guys. Tomorrow, Angela Fields will be behind the brown door. Wednesday, we've got Love McPherson, DeAndre Whitfield on Thursday, and then Freestyle Friday, we're going to add a little fitness. We're going to do a little fitness with Ryan Ashley in just 10 minutes. She said all you need is 10 minutes. She has a challenge for you every week in the month of March, and so we're going to chime in with her. I will put her Instagram thread in the comments so you can start today. There's some elimination stuff that is going to happen for this. What? So you gotta start today. She said, I'm doing this like March Madness. I said, well, okay, girl. But thank you so much for tuning in. Your support is, it means everything to me. I have charity work to do. I got to go put some more shoes on people's feet. And thank you so much. You remember to lead with love. Remember to use your voice to be an impact. Have a wonderful day. Tune in tomorrow for the next page of the Book of Dawn. And as we always say about this time, peace and roll tide roll.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten love. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere.
You got me so in love, too blind to see. And that you got my love. Now you want